A fool is loud, a master is silent. The storm doesn't announce itself, it just arrives. Chosen ones, they mocked you, laughed at you, thought you were nothing more than a wandering pawn on their board. They schemed, whispered, and played their little games, believing they had you exactly where they wanted. Smirking in their ignorance, they moved recklessly, thinking they were always 10 steps ahead. But now, their hands are shaking, their smiles are cracking, and that smug confidence, it's rotting into panic. Because they've realized far too late, they were never the hunter, they were the bait. Make sure to like and subscribe if this message resonates. Every time you engage, YouTube recognizes that more chosen ones need to hear this. Let's flood the system. Let's wake them up. You see, the power of being chosen isn't loud. It isn't desperate for attention. It doesn't need validation. It sits. It waits. It allows its enemies to believe in their own illusions, to dance inside their own delusions of control. But chosen ones, you made one mistake. You felt alone. You doubted your own fire. That's the illusion they wanted you to believe. That you were outnumbered, that you were cornered, that you were weak. But the universe does not abandon its chosen. The moment they turned against you, they weren't fighting just you. They were fighting the force that backs you. And that force? It does not forgive. It does not forget. It moves in silence, stacking the odds in your favor while they dig their own graves. They thought they had you trapped, thought they were leading the game, thought they had you confused, isolated, lost. But the truth, you weren't trapped. You were studying. You weren't behind. You were observing. You weren't outplayed. You were letting them expose themselves, because chosen ones don't waste energy chasing shadows. They stand still, watch, and let the enemy fall into their own reflection. And that's the nightmare that haunts them now. You weren't just a pawn in their game. You were the storm on the horizon. The moment you decided to move, it was already too late for them. The power of being chosen doesn't just haunt the enemy, it destroys them from the inside out. Not with force, but with truth. Because the most terrifying thing to a deceiver is a mind they can no longer control. So let them run, let them panic, let them scramble for damage control. You don't need revenge. Your existence is already their punishment. You were never the fool. You were the test. And they failed. So tell me, chosen ones, are you ready to shatter their illusion? Ready to step into the power they swore you'd never grasp? Drop the number 77 in the comments if you felt the shift, if you've seen the tables turn, if you've watched them scramble as their so-called control crumbles. And now, let's break it down step by step. And trust me, if you are truly chosen, you won't just hear this. You'll feel it. You'll sense the pull, the undeniable truth that's been hiding in plain sight all along. Let's get started. Number 1. They counted you out, but you were keeping score. The deadliest opponent isn't the one who strikes first. It's the one who waits, watching as you set your own trap. They underestimated you, marked you as predictable, easy to control, easy to discard. They thought you were just another pawn in their hands, useful when needed, disposable when not. And so, they moved carelessly, certain they held the upper hand, oblivious to the reality unfolding beneath their feet. They got comfortable, too comfortable. Wrapped up in their own arrogance, they believed they could shape your path, dictate your choices, and mold you into the version that best served them. But the truth? You were never in their grasp. They were in your study. While they fought for attention, clawed for dominance, and played their little power games, you weren't playing at all. You were watching, not reacting, not begging, just absorbing. They mistook your patience for ignorance, your silence for submission. But silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. And while they broadcasted their every move, you were documenting every crack in their mask, every contradiction, every lie. Every time they overplayed their hand, thinking you weren't aware, they weren't winning, they were exposing themselves. Now, every whisper they thought was secret, every move they thought was clever, every time they smirked at your supposed foolishness, all of it is yours. You hold the script they thought only they had access to. You are the keeper of their unguarded truth. But let's address the real question burning in your mind. Why did they think I was so easy to fool? Because, chosen ones, you made them comfortable. Your light doesn't move like theirs. You don't seek out empty victories or shallow validation. You don't need to broadcast your power for it to be real. Your power is silent. And silence unnerves the weak. They were playing against the universe itself, but they didn't realize it until it was too late. See, when the universe marks someone as chosen, it doesn't just guide them, it aligns itself to protect them. Every betrayal, every deception, every obstacle they threw in your way, it wasn't an attack on you, it was an attack on the system itself. And the system, it doesn't just balance, it corrects. They played dirty, thinking they had outsmarted you, but in reality, they were playing against something far bigger than their fragile egos could ever comprehend. And now, they feel it. The shift, the weight, the consequence, that gnawing feeling creeping into their mind, whispering, I should have never underestimated them. Because the truth is, you were never powerless. You were being prepared. You weren't failing. You were gathering momentum. You weren't losing. You were letting them bury themselves. They called you foolish because you weren't reacting the way they expected, because you didn't scramble for their approval, because you didn't fall apart when they tried to break you. But a fool reacts. A strategist waits. And now that you've waited long enough, they have no idea what's coming. So let them sit in their arrogance. Let them pretend they're still in control. Let them laugh, because the last laugh has always belonged to you. Number 2, now they stumble over their own lies. The loudest voices are often the weakest minds. Real power doesn't need to announce itself. It simply makes itself known when the time is right. Look at them. The ones who once laughed the loudest, strutted the hardest, believing they were untouchable. The ones who brushed past you like you were invisible, like your presence held no weight, like your silence meant nothing. But now, their confidence is breaking. Their once effortless arrogance now feels forced. Their words don't land the same way. Their laughter is hollow. You see it, the hesitation, the unease, the way they second-guess themselves in the presence of someone they once deemed insignificant. Because they finally understand. They weren't playing against some clueless fool. They were walking straight into a storm they didn't even know existed. They thought control was about being loud, about forcing their presence into every space, about bending people to their will, about standing on top of something, even if it meant crushing someone beneath them. But true control, it doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to prove itself. It simply waits, and then it takes. And now, chosen one, they feel taken. Taken by surprise, taken by their own arrogance, taken by the weight of their own downfall. But let's talk about you, because here's where most chosen ones go wrong. You spent too long doubting yourself, too long wondering if maybe they were right, too long feeling small because their noise drowned out your silence. But noise is just that, noise, a distraction, a smokescreen. And now the smoke is clearing. Now they can no longer ignore what stands before them. The truth? You were never powerless. You were never beneath them. You just didn't waste your energy performing like they did. They thought they were writing your story, controlling the narrative, pulling the strings. But the real power, it was never in their hands. And now the illusion has cracked. They see it in your eyes. The fire they swore wasn't there, the intelligence they ignored, the strength they overlooked. And suddenly, they aren't so sure of themselves anymore, because the biggest threat is the one you never see coming. And while they were busy underestimating you, dismissing you, laughing at you, you were preparing. And now they can't stop what's coming. Number 3, you were never just an extra in their story. You were the author. The most dangerous opponent isn't the one who fights for the spotlight. It's the one who controls the shadows. They saw you, but never really looked. You were there, moving through the same spaces, hearing the same conversations, watching the same performances, but they never thought twice about you. They assumed you were just background noise, a bystander, a non-threat. And that was their first mistake. Because while they were busy orchestrating their little games, trying to manipulate outcomes, twisting truths to fit their delusions of control, you weren't just watching, you were calculating. They thought they were ahead, thought they were pulling the strings, thought they had already won before you even realized there was a game being played. But what they failed to see, what they refused to acknowledge, was that you were never playing by their rules. You were building your own. And now, it's checkmate. Not because you rushed, not because you fought for dominance, but because you let them think they had already won. You let them believe their illusions. You let them walk straight into their own downfall. And that's what torments them the most. Because now they sit there, replaying every interaction, every smug word they threw at you, every condescending glance, every dismissive laugh, realizing, too late, that they were the ones being studied. They thought they had control. But control, it isn't about making noise. It isn't about forcing your way in. Real control moves in silence. It doesn't beg for recognition. It doesn't demand attention. It simply waits. And then it takes. And now they finally understand. They operated on the surface. They chased attention, validation, power that only existed as long as others believed in it. But you moved beneath all of that. You navigated spaces they couldn't even comprehend. And now, as they sit in their confusion, their panic, their unraveling, you remain steady, because you were never a bystander. You were the storm they never saw coming. Number 4. True power doesn't beg to be seen. It commands without a sound. The strongest force in any room isn't the one demanding attention. It's the one that changes everything without saying a word. They mistook volume for power. They thought influence was about being the loudest, the most seen, the most feared. They confused dominance with visibility, thinking that if they could control the narrative, they could control reality. But real power doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need an audience. And you are that power. They didn't see it before. They were too busy performing, too busy chasing validation, too busy drowning in their own illusions of control. They were obsessed with being noticed. So obsessed, they failed to notice the one thing that should have terrified them. You were there the whole time, unmoved, watching, absorbing, not desperate to be heard, not clawing for attention, but shifting the very energy in the room without a single demand. And now, they feel it. That unease creeping into their posture, the hesitation in their words, the way they fumble for confidence in your presence, the forced laughter, the nervous glances. They don't even know why, but they can feel it. They were never truly ahead. They never had the control they boasted about. They were never untouchable, never the masters of their little games, because all along they were playing checkers and you were rewriting the entire board. And that's what haunts them now. The realization that their so-called power was a performance, one that only worked as long as you played along. And you stopped playing. You never needed their validation. You never needed the spotlight, because true influence doesn't scream. It just shifts the course of everything without needing to be acknowledged. That's why they avoid your eyes now. That's why their words don't flow as easily. That's why they sit with that gnawing discomfort. Because they finally understand they were never in control. And now they can't do anything about it. Number 5. They dug their own graves. You just watched. A fool believes they are winning until they realize too late. They were never in control. They strutted forward, heads high, convinced of their own brilliance, believing they had you exactly where they wanted you, playing their little games, pulling their little strings, whispering behind your back, like their words had the power to shape reality. Smirking, mocking, drowning in their own delusions of control. They thought they were building an empire, but all they were really doing was laying the foundation for their own collapse. And you saw it all. Every fake smile, every carefully crafted manipulation, every calculated shift in their energy. They believed they were discreet, that their schemes were impenetrable, but you saw them long before they ever saw themselves. And what did you do? Nothing. You didn't react. You didn't warn them. You didn't even flinch. Because you knew something they didn't. The most dangerous trap is the one an enemy walks into by themselves. And that's exactly what happened. Step by step, they wove the rope tighter around their own necks, not realizing that every lie, every betrayal, every single arrogant move was leading them straight to the edge of the cliff. And now, they're dangling. Now, the weight of their own actions is suffocating them. Their own arrogance has become their executioner. And the worst part? They did it to themselves. See, chosen one, that's the power of real intelligence, of real influence. You don't need to scream. You don't need to expose them. You don't need to fight for control. Because real power doesn't chase. It allows its enemies to run straight into their own destruction. And they did. Oh, they did. Now, they sit in the wreckage of their own making, scrambling for a way out. But the truth? There is no way out. They thought they were the puppet masters. They thought they were orchestrating the downfall of someone beneath them. But they were never pulling the strings. They were tangling themselves in them. And now they finally understand. Number 6. And now, the weight of their own lies is crushing them. A fool never realizes they've lost the game until the moment their own moves turn against them. Look at them now, squirming, stumbling, trapped in the very web they wove for you. Their stomachs are twisting, their hands feel unsteady. The same people who once carried themselves with arrogant confidence now hesitate before they speak, because suddenly they realize everything they thought they were hiding. You already saw it. Every smirk, every backhanded comment, every calculated lie whispered behind closed doors. They believed they were steering the narrative, controlling the flow, manipulating the board. They thought they had you wrapped around their little games. But now they're coming to terms with the one truth they never prepared for. They weren't the ones playing you. They were only playing themselves. And you let it happen. You didn't fight for their validation. You didn't beg for understanding. You simply watched. You allowed them to believe in their illusions, to build their castles on foundations made of sand. And now, the tide is rising. They don't know where to stand. They don't know how to recover. They don't know what's worse, the fact that they lost control, or the fact that you never needed to take it from them in the first place. Because that's the real power of being chosen. They assumed you were oblivious. They assumed they had you fooled. But what they never understood is this. Your silence was never weakness. It was patience. And patience, it always pays off. Now they feel it. The weight of everything they thought they could escape. The pressure of their own deception. And the best part? There's nothing they can do about it. They walked themselves into checkmate. And now they have no way out. Number 7. They weren't fighting you. They were fighting the inevitable. A storm doesn't ask permission to arrive. It doesn't warn. It doesn't negotiate. It just comes. And by the time they realize it's here, it's already too late. They challenged the wrong person. They had no idea what they were up against. They thought they were going up against just another person, someone they could manipulate, someone they could control, someone they could overpower with tricks and deceit. But they weren't just challenging you. They were challenging something far greater. Because when someone moves against a chosen soul, they aren't just dealing with an individual. They're going head-to-head with fate itself. And fate, it never loses. They thought they were in control, convinced they were shaping the story, dictating the terms, deciding the outcome. But every time they moved against you, they were only setting themselves up for their own downfall. Because the universe, it was never on their side. It was always on yours. Every trap they set for you, it snapped shut on them instead. Every time they tried to block your path, they were only redirecting you towards something greater. Every attempt to make you feel small, it only forced you to grow beyond their reach. And they never saw it coming. They were so focused on their petty schemes, so obsessed with tearing you down, that they didn't even notice the very forces they ignored were working against them. They didn't believe in alignment. They didn't believe in divine timing. They didn't believe in the unseen forces that have always been watching over you. And now they have no choice but to believe. Because everything they thought was an advantage has crumbled. Everything they thought was in their control has slipped through their fingers. They thought they were advancing their cause, but in truth, they were just fulfilling their role in your ascension. They were never the authors of your downfall. They were merely the instruments of your rise. And now, they feel it. The shift, the weight, the inescapable realization that they never stood a chance. They played with fire, and now they're the ones burning. Number 8. They thought they were running the race, but the finish line was never theirs to cross. A fool believes they are leading, unaware that they were only ever following a path designed for their own downfall. They really thought they were ahead, thought they were setting the pace, dictating the flow, controlling the outcome. They strutted around, believing their moves were calculated, believing they had outmaneuvered you. They smirked, thinking you were scrambling to keep up. But the real twist: they were never ahead. They were always behind. Because they weren't just trying to outplay you. They were challenging something far bigger, the very forces that govern fate. And when the universe aligns itself in someone's favor, there is no counter-move. They thought they were making decisions, but every step they took was already accounted for. Every attempt to hold you back was actually pushing you forward. Every time they tried to manipulate the narrative, they were only exposing themselves. And now, the weight of their actions is pressing down on them. They're panicking, trying to rewrite history, trying to act like it was never that deep, trying to convince themselves that they were never against you in the first place. But none of it matters, because you see them now. Not the version they wanted you to believe in, not the illusion they carefully crafted, but the raw, unfiltered truth, their arrogance, their insecurity dressed up as confidence, their fragile foundation built on deception now cracking beneath them. And the best part, you don't even have to lift a finger, because they were never in control. They only thought they were. They assumed you were chasing them, assumed you were struggling to catch up, but in reality, you weren't even running the same race. They played themselves. And now, they have no choice but to watch as everything they built on lies turns to dust. Number 9. Game over. They just didn't know it yet. The greatest power move isn't striking first. It's letting them think they had a chance before revealing they never did. They thought they were running the game, that they were calling the shots, setting the traps, pulling the strings. They strutted around like masterminds, convinced they were untouchable, convinced they had already won before you even knew the game had started. But what they never realized, they weren't the players, they were the pieces. Every move they made, it was never truly theirs. They weren't leading the board, they were being guided step by step into their own demise. And now, checkmate. The final blow can't be stopped. There is no countermove, no escape, no rewriting history, only the cold, brutal truth sinking in. This was never their game to win, and that will haunt them forever, because now they sit in silence, watching, processing, feeling the weight of their own arrogance collapse on top of them. They wanted to break you, wanted to hold you back, wanted to dictate your fate. But all they ever did was accelerate their own downfall. And you don't even need to fight. You don't need to seek revenge. You don't need to do anything. Because the most decisive victory isn't an all-out war. It's watching your opponent self-destruct, without you ever stepping onto the battlefield. Number 10. The illusion of control was their greatest weakness. The loudest in the room is never the one in charge. True power doesn't need to be declared. It is simply known. They thought they had you cornered, thought they were running the show, making the decisions, dictating how this would all play out. They mistook manipulation for mastery, mistook deceit for strategy, mistook arrogance for intelligence. They convinced themselves they had control. But control isn't about forcing outcomes. It's about understanding the board before anyone else does. And while they were busy forcing their way forward, you were already 10 steps ahead. They spent their energy trying to manipulate, deceive, twist reality in their favor, thinking they were outsmarting you, when in reality, they were only exposing themselves. Because real control doesn't chase. It doesn't panic. It doesn't claw for dominance. It waits. It watches. It lets the game unfold. And that's what you did. You let them believe they had the upper hand. Let them think they were dictating the terms. Because you knew that real power isn't about making the most moves. It's about making the right ones. And now they're realizing their mistake. They thought they were ahead, but their own desperation betrayed them. They were loud. They were reckless. They exposed their own weaknesses, one overplayed hand at a time. And you didn't have to do a thing, because control isn't about proving dominance. It's about seeing the inevitable before it happens. And you saw it all. You saw their impatience, their arrogance, the cracks forming in their carefully crafted facade. And you let it happen. Because when someone believes they have control, they stop watching their back. They get comfortable, they get careless, and that's when their downfall begins. They moved recklessly. You moved with precision. They sought power. You became power. And now they're left with nothing but the realization that their so-called control was never real to begin with. Number 11. They built their confidence on lies, and now it's crumbling. A house built on sand will always collapse. No matter how impressive it looked, no matter how high it stood, The cracks were always there, waiting for the right moment to bring it all down. They walked with confidence, spoke with authority, moved like they were untouchable. They built a reputation, crafted an illusion, designed a persona meant to make you and everyone else believe they were something greater than they were. And for a while, it worked. You watched as they paraded around, feeding off the illusion of power they had built for themselves. They convinced others. They even convinced themselves. But confidence built on lies isn't confidence at all. It's just a mask, one that only stays intact as long as no one dares to look too closely. And now, the illusion is dead. And without it, they have nothing left. See, chosen one, real confidence isn't loud. It isn't performative. It doesn't rely on validation to exist. Real confidence is unshakable because it comes from truth. But theirs, it was fragile from the start. It needed constant reinforcement. It needed admiration. It needed fear, because deep down, they knew it was never real. And now that you see through them, now that you no longer feed their illusion, it's falling apart. Look at them, the same ones who once stood tall, who once mocked you, who once acted like they held all the power. Now, they hesitate before they speak. Their words don't land the same way. Their presence doesn't command the same reaction. Because the people they fooled, they're starting to see it too. The cracks, the insecurity, the desperation disguised as confidence. And the weight of it, it's suffocating them. Because here's the thing about power based on lies. It only works when people believe in it. And now, no one does. Not even them. Let them sit with it. Let them feel the collapse. Let them watch as everything they built on deception turns to dust. Because the only thing more painful than losing power is realizing you never truly had it in the first place. Number 12. They mocked you. Now they mimic you. First, they laugh at you. Then they ignore you. Then they copy you. And by the time they realize you were always ahead, it's already too late. They called you foolish, dismissed your mindset, belittled your perspective. They laughed at the way you moved, the way you thought, the way you carried yourself. They wrote you off as different, as someone who didn't fit their mold. But now they mimic the very things they used to mock. They once told you that you were wasting your time, that your methods were wrong, that your mindset was flawed. And yet, look at them now, scrambling to adopt the same ideas they used to ridicule, trying to replicate the very essence they once tried to destroy. Why? Because they finally understand. You were always ahead. At first, they didn't get it. Your presence was unsettling. Your confidence without arrogance confused them. Your ability to move without seeking approval threatened them. So they mocked you. Because when people don't understand something, they attack it. It was easier for them to laugh at you than to admit they couldn't comprehend what you already knew. But now they see the results. They see the shift. They see how your path, the one they ridiculed, is the very path leading to everything they want. And suddenly, it's not funny anymore. Suddenly, they want to walk the way you walk, think the way you think, move the way you move. But here's the thing. You didn't get here by copying. You got here by leading. And them, they will never truly be able to replicate what they don't understand. They can try. They can mimic the words, the actions, the exterior. But the depth, the essence, the mindset that comes from truly being chosen, that can't be copied. Let them scramble. Let them try. Let them attempt to become what they once mocked. Because the truth is, by the time they catch up, you'll already be miles ahead. The shift has already happened, and they feel it. Power doesn't disappear, it transfers. And now, the weight of their own downfall is pressing down on them. They thought they had time, thought they were still in control, thought they could keep moving the way they always had. But the shift? It's already here. It's not coming. It's not in the future. It's happening right now. And the ones who moved against you, they feel it. That deep, sinking realization that the momentum they once had, gone. The power they thought was theirs, slipping through their fingers. The control they clung to so desperately, no longer working in their favor. They don't talk about it, but you can see it. In their hesitation, in the forced confidence that doesn't quite land the same way, in the way their energy has shifted from arrogance to uncertainty. They feel the tables turning. They know something has changed, even if they can't fully explain it. Because when the universe makes a move, it doesn't need to announce itself. It just happens. And now they're scrambling, trying to hold on, trying to regain footing, trying to figure out why everything that once worked so effortlessly is now crumbling beneath them. But here's the truth. It was never truly theirs to begin with. The power, the influence, the control. It was an illusion, a temporary high that only existed because the universe allowed it. And now, that time is over. You don't even have to lift a finger, because the shift is already in motion. The balance is already being restored. And they're just now realizing there is no way to stop it. They wanted to see you struggle. Instead, they're watching you rise. The cruelest revenge isn't anger. It isn't destruction. It's rising so high, they can't even reach the place where your name echoes. They waited for it, expected it, hoped for it. Your downfall, your breaking point. The moment you would crumble under the weight of their schemes. They whispered about it behind closed doors, predicted it, smirked at the idea of it. But instead of watching you fall, they're witnessing something far worse. You're rising. And not just rising. You're ascending beyond what they ever thought possible. See, chosen one, they never feared your struggle. They feared your success. They wanted you trapped in the battle, wanted you exhausted, distracted, broken by their tactics. Because as long as you were struggling, you were still within reach. But now you're moving beyond them. Their words don't touch you. Their plans don't shake you. Their illusions don't hold power over you anymore. And that terrifies them. Because now they have to sit there and watch. Watch as the person they tried to destroy becomes everything they secretly wished they could be. Watch as every attempt to hold you down only pushed you higher. Watch as your existence alone proves them wrong. And the best part, They can't stop it. They can't take back their doubts, can't erase their mockery, can't undo the fact that they bet against you and lost. So let them watch. Let them sit with the weight of their own failure. Let them feel the gut-wrenching reality that the one they wanted to see struggle is now untouchable. They can't escape the truth, and it's eating them alive. Denial delays the inevitable, but it never stops it. The truth doesn't need permission to be known. It forces itself into every quiet moment. They can pretend, act like nothing's changed, walk like they still own the room, speak like they still hold power, but inside, they know. They feel it, that slow, sinking realization creeping into their mind, the weight of every wrong assumption, every miscalculation, every time they laughed too soon. They thought you were the fool. They built their confidence on that belief, convinced themselves that they had you figured out, that you were predictable, controllable, disposable. But now they can't ignore the truth. And that truth, it haunts them. Because the one thing they never wanted to admit, the thing they ran from, denied, dismissed, was that you were never the fool. They were. They fell for their own illusion, believed in their own lies, let arrogance blind them from what was right in front of them. They thought they were always ahead. But the second they turned around and saw you standing there, unbothered, unfazed, untouched by their games, they felt it. The truth crashing down like a weight they can't shake. They can try to hide it, can act like nothing's changed, can keep playing the same role, hoping no one notices the cracks forming in their confidence. But it's too late, because once the truth is seen, it can't be unseen. And now, every time they hear your name, see your success, feel your presence, it reminds them they weren't ahead, they were behind, they weren't controlling you, they were being exposed by you. And now they have to live with that every single day. Number 13. They thought they could erase you. Now you're unavoidable. The most dangerous thing about the truth, you can try to bury it, but eventually it rises. They tried everything, ignored you, overlooked you, acted like you didn't matter, like you didn't exist. They wanted to erase you, make sure your presence held no weight. They whispered behind closed doors, spread doubt, fed lies, made sure people looked the other way whenever your name came up. They needed you to disappear, because deep down, even they feared what would happen if you were ever truly seen. And yet, look at you now, everywhere. No matter where they turn, you're there, succeeding, thriving, unstoppable. They scroll past your name, pretending they don't see it, but they do. They hear your success being mentioned in rooms they thought you'd never enter. They see your impact in ways they swore would never happen. And suddenly, the one thing they worked so hard to erase is the only thing they can't escape. See, chosen one, they thought they could control the narrative, thought they could decide who gets remembered, who holds weight, who rises. But what they never understood, the universe doesn't take orders from them. The truth doesn't disappear just because it makes them uncomfortable. And real power, it doesn't ask for permission to exist. And now, you are everywhere. Not because you forced it, not because you begged for it, but because you were always meant to be. And that is their worst nightmare. Because the more they run, the more they try to act like it's not happening, the more undeniable you become. Number 14. The universe was always watching, and now it's delivering. You can outrun a lie, you can manipulate perception, you can hide your true nature for a while, but the one thing you can never escape, the weight of what you've done. They thought they were untouchable, thought their actions would fade into nothing, thought the universe was blind. They moved in secret, convinced that there were no real consequences, no true accountability, believing that deception, betrayal, and manipulation would simply disappear if they played their cards right. But what they failed to understand, the universe doesn't forget. The universe keeps score. It sees what's done in the dark. It watches. It waits. And when the time is right, it delivers. And now it's time to collect. They never thought this moment would come, never imagined that every step they took against you was actually a step toward their own downfall. They assumed they could break you without consequence, that their words, their actions, their games would never come back to haunt them. But the universe was taking notes. Every falsehood, every manipulation, every time they moved against you, thinking they were in control. And now, the scales are balancing. Because here's the truth. You were never alone in this. They thought it was just you against them. Just you trying to find your way through the chaos they created. But what they didn't see? The universe was aligning, preparing, adjusting, and every obstacle they threw at you, it wasn't a roadblock, it was redirection. Every time they tried to hold you back, they were actually pushing you towards something greater. And now, they're realizing the weight of what they've done. It started subtly, the energy shifting, the things that once came easily for them, suddenly becoming difficult, the confidence they once had, fading, the control they swore was theirs, slipping through their fingers. Because the universe doesn't allow imbalance forever. It may take time, it may be patient, but it always delivers. And the moment they thought would never come, it's here. They feel it in the silence, in the unease, in the moments where they can't quite explain why things aren't working like they used to. They can lie to others, but they can't lie to themselves. Because when the universe starts balancing the scales, there is no escape. And chosen one, this is where you rise. Because while they were busy playing games, you were growing. While they were scheming, you were learning. While they were taking shortcuts, you were building something real. And now, the universe is delivering. Not just their consequences, but your rewards. Every moment you stayed patient. Every time you refused to break. Every second you trusted that your time was coming. It's here now. And they can only watch as everything they took for granted is stripped away. Let them feel it. Let them sit with the weight of their own actions. Because in the end, no one escapes the truth. Not even them. Number 15. They wanted you to doubt yourself because they were always afraid of your power. A mind that questions itself is a mind that can be controlled. But the moment you realize who you are, everything they built on your doubt begins to collapse. They never wanted you to see it. The power, the presence, the potential. They needed you to question yourself, to shrink, to hesitate, to believe that maybe, just maybe, you weren't meant to rise. Because deep down, they always knew the truth. They saw it in you before you saw it in yourself, and it terrified them, because the reality was never that you were weak. It was that you were waking up, and if you ever truly saw yourself for what you were, they knew they wouldn't be able to stop you. So they planted seeds of doubt. They made you feel like an outsider, treated you like you didn't belong, rolled their eyes when you spoke, acted like your presence didn't matter. But it was never because you weren't worthy. It was because they feared what would happen if you ever stopped doubting. They needed you to stay questioning, because a chosen one who doesn't know their own power is easier to control. And for a while, it worked. You questioned yourself. You held back. You let them make you feel small, not because they were bigger than you, but because they convinced you to look away from your own strength. But here's the thing about power. It can only be hidden for so long, because the truth. You were never meant to be small, and the moment you realized that, everything changed. You started seeing through their tactics, noticing the patterns, understanding the way they operated, and most importantly, you stopped seeking their approval, because their validation was never a measure of your worth. It was a weapon used to keep you in check. But now they can't stop it. The power they feared, it's out in the open, and no amount of doubt, no amount of manipulation, no amount of whispered lies can bury what has already been awakened. They wanted you to remain unsure, because uncertainty is control. But now you know who you are, and that's their worst nightmare. Because the moment you stepped into your power, their influence over you shattered. Let them feel it. Let them sit with the weight of their own fear. Because the truth they tried to suppress, it's shining now. And they can't do anything to stop it. And now, let's bring this full circle. They tried to control the narrative, tried to keep you doubting, tried to make sure you never realized your own power. But now, that illusion is shattered. You see the truth. You were never the fool. They were. And their biggest fear, you stepping into who you were always meant to be. So let them watch. Let them sit in their regret, because you're rising, and there's no stopping it now. Like, share, and subscribe to spread this message to more chosen ones. Your time is here. Own it.